Hi all. The beautiful, glorious sunshine is at an end for the moment. So I'm out here in the Coire Sois garden sitting under the bush in my little nook with kind of grey skies but still warm. So yeah, I'm kind of reaching out to say I've been thinking a lot about how to reach you all to share the work that I do, and trying to walk that fine line of balance between commodifying our culture and our mythological inheritance and the sacredness that's here, and sharing and bringing it to more people. And it is a bit of a juggling act. Ideally, I suppose, as someone born in the early 60s, to me, I'd love it to be really organic. I'd love that old just word of mouth thing, and travel around this island bringing workshops to people in different venues. But I do see the benefit of being online, as in those of you who are not living on this land, those of you who are overseas, who really want to explore either your Irish ancestry and the legacy of that, or people who are just drawn to Irish paganism and Irish Indigenous practice. Um, I can reach you if I'm online, but I'm not good at marketing. I don't like the whole concept of it. It's like, how do I maintain my integrity as a facilitator, as a teacher, in really honoring the sacred here and staying as authentic as possible, and still negotiate this glossy world of the internet? And one of the things I've noticed, like being on Instagram and Facebook, of course, because my pages are of a certain nature, of a certain genre, there's just a plethora of stuff that keeps rolling up, rolling up, rolling up. And, I'm sure all these people are, you know, also striving to be authentic, but it's just an endless, like, walk this path, or, you know, follow this spiral, or move through these levels, and, you know, things that are purportedly part of our ancient traditions that I've never heard of, you know, and it really comes across as commodification. And I don't want to be part of that. But I do want to work with what I love, with what really moves my soul, with what has always been important to me, what is sacred to me. And I want to reach out and I want to share that with those who are seeking it. And let's be honest, I want to be able to, you know, to make a living as that teacher. I, I don't really put much store by loads of money. It's not my motivator, but I do need to pay the bills, and keep my household afloat. So that is immediately a juggling act. One of the compromises is to offer some discounted classes, or to make sure that there are scholarship places or reduced rates available for those who are really struggling, so that it is accessible, so that it's not just the people who can afford it who can learn this stuff. Um, it is about finding the balance, and I don't charge for ceremony. I charge for time in preparation. I charge for consultations. I charge for teaching time. So, yeah, it's one of these modern world kind of conundrums. So I welcome any feedback. Um, I do have a Patreon up and running. I had been offering Wheel of the Year workshops as a kind of free offering. Patreon won't let me do that free, so I've just put a nominal cost of €1 a month on that one. So essentially, before you could attend an online Wheel of the Year workshop free of charge, now you'll be paying $150 per festival. Hopefully that feels, a reasonable exchange. There are other layers within that. There is the Hazel layer, which is the storytelling tier. So on that tier, you will get a recorded story from Irish mythology, told by me once a month, and then every 3 months we have a discussion group to chat about the themes and what those stories might have to teach us, how we might apply those themes within our lives once you have kind of 3 stories that you've gone through. There is the Hawthorn layer, which is White Mare journeys. My journeys are always guided by the White Mare of Sovereignty, so we use the White Mare as a group guide to carry us into the Irish otherworld and carry us safely back again. And so again, there's a recorded journey guided by me once a month, and a monthly feedback community discussion chat session where we can talk about what came up for you and kind of discuss that together. And then the top tier, which there's nobody on at the moment, is all of the above plus a 20% discount on any 8-week class modules. And the class modules, which are not up and running currently but coming soon, will include the use of Irish language for ritual, Nainur, which is the ninefold or 9 goddesses, which we will explore one at a time, one a month, and Bandia, which for people who are not actually called to vocational training, who don't feel the call to step into the priestess role but would like to learn about Irish pagan practice, that's an 8-week course on that. So if any of those interest you, just please let me know. This video is going to be way too long for Instagram, so I'm going to upload it to YouTube and then make something small to kind of draw your attention to it from Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, I mean, I can say, I think, without ego, or without ego domination. We all need our ego, so let's forget the whole getting rid of our ego thing. We'd do nothing if we didn't have an ego. But ego in the sense of unbalanced ego, where we're not willing to listen or where we think we're absolutely right all the time. I hope I can say without that kind of ego that I'm good at what I do. I've been doing it a long time now. I'm on this pagan path for 40 years, and like a lot of people, I came around full circle, explored other things and came back to what was Indigenous here in this land for me. And this land is where that sacred power resides, and the work that we do must be in alignment with the sacred energy of the land. And I work a lot with the gods and goddesses of the Tuatha Danann, but not exclusively. And it is as much a path of personal development and stepping into our own power, into authenticity, as it is a path of learning about the mythology and so on. So if that sounds like something that would interest you, then get in touch. You can email me at Nilebird, Nilebird 9, digit 9, at yahoo.co.uk. Or you can direct message me on Instagram or Facebook on the Coire Sois School of Irish Spirituality page on Facebook. The Instagram account is at Coire Sois, COIRESOIS, and the Patreon page is Coire Sois, so COIRE, capital SOIS, School of Irish Spirituality. And have a look. And if it grabs you, if it interests you, if you feel it's something that you would benefit from, then please sign up, and see what you make of me as a teacher, because it's really important that, teachers and students resonate with each other. There's so many different teaching styles and learning styles, and I mean, that's something I learned a long time ago because my original training was in teaching. I taught primary school for 10 years, and so my degree is in education, and so I understand that much, that I might think I'm doing something really well, but it's not going to work for everyone. So you have to be discerning about your teacher, about your guide or facilitator in these matters. Um, Storytelling is a deep love for me, but particularly mythological storytelling. Um, I suppose I was very, very drawn by our mythology when I was a very young child. I was one of those early avid readers, and I just devoured Irish mythology and the stories, of our culture. And as I began teaching, in the school system, storytelling and drama in education, which I specialised in during my degree course, were really the aspects that I loved most about teaching. And when I left teaching after, I had my kids, I started storytelling in a local bookshop, and then did a training in storytelling practice with the University of Glamorgan in conjunction with the Wexford County Library Service. And although I don't do a lot of professional storytelling as just performance anymore, I still love doing that, and I sort of bring that into the storytelling aspect of the mythological work. So, yeah, something else that people might enjoy is like just an actual storytelling workshop, kind of making a story your own. I suppose, like with singing, it's the soul that you put into it. We have a lot of technically proficient singers who you might listen to and go, yeah, but the soul isn't there. And you may have, especially folk singers, who, mightn't be perfect pitch or whatever, but they kind of bring the story of the song alive. So I think it is about how we put things across. So a storytelling workshop would be about how to enrich your storytelling, how to kind of modulate your voice, how to engage with an audience, how to bring the story alive, basically. And one of the things we do in the Priestess training, the 1-year program I run for people who are called in a vocational way to work with that sacred energy, is sacred drama. And in bringing that sacred energy through and into the enactment of the stories, it really brings students into, I suppose, in a way, channeling the energy of the different deities from our mythology. And they say it really helps them to remember the stories, to really connect with, the different beings, the different characters in them, and to kind of anchor that information and energy for them. So all of that is out there. I'm here. I'm delighted when people seek this path. I am delighted when people approach me and say, I'm interested, I'd like to check out a workshop, or I'd like to come to a class, or whatever it is. When it comes to priestess training, that's something that really has to be weighed up. It's something that you really, really need to know you are called to do. It requires real dedication. It will, without a doubt, create changes and shifts within you, and therefore within your life, possibly within your relationships. And that's just a process that, you will go through. So it's not just about attending for once a month, either in person here in Ireland or online. if you're overseas. And for overseas students, there is an absolutely mandatory residential immersion module here in Ireland at the end of 10 months of online training. And there cannot be any ordination or completion of training without that module, because it just would make no sense to be ordained as an Irish pagan priestess and not work here on the land itself. So that's a whole other ball game, and it's why I suppose I over-laboured the point of the level of commitment and of the potential changes that come along the way. But you know, that's not necessarily misplaced. I think it's important to weigh all these things up. Discernment is always really, really important. So look, if you're interested, get in touch with me. I may not be the right teacher for you. You may not be the right student for me. And there are lots of other people out there. I highly recommend the Irish Pagan School as well, if you want to get a sense of you know, what it might mean to really engage with this work. And you know, you can dip into their courses, and if you feel at the end of that you know, you'd like to train as an Irish pagan priestess, then by all means get in touch with me. I have great respect for the work that Irish Pagan School does. But however, I would like you to come and train with me. I would like you to come to my workshops. I would like you to attend my classes. And it's just all about whether or not this grabs you. So I will sit here in my garden as long as I can, because once May comes in, I just want to be outdoors. To be honest, once May comes in, I want to be on the road. I do sometimes wonder if there's traveller ancestry there somewhere, because once the summer comes in, I get itchy feet and I want to be on the move, and I don't always find myself free enough to do that. So if you are somewhere around the country and you have a venue, or you have a group of people who are interested in some aspect of Irish pagan practice, I will be only too delighted to have a reason to get on the road and go to wherever you are and run a workshop for a day. So that's all from me for now. These are the musings of the moment, and the things I'm considering and trying to find that balance point. So for now, I will say Gra agus banach tí, love and blessings, and slán go fóill. Bye for now.